Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And this is JTB.
And this is Ninja Gaiden 2004, Chapter 10, very hard commentary walkthrough. So, one reason why you want to go back and save in Chapter 9 is if this fight messes up, and this takes forever for this to just spawn.
Yeah, but it's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think, you know, the great part about not having to worry about UT points is you can just kind of take your time. But I do want to say, so I drop down and, you know, the chapter will start, the bats will be there, you can kill them, but if you save before they despawn, then, like I have the one left, I got to kill him, but now I saved. And as I was saving, the power blinked because we were having some storms here where I live. And then when I started the game back up, I got this. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, please don't let it be my saves. It wasn't my saves, but it was my settings. Everything got reset. But also what else got reset was all the cutscenes that I was able to skip. And now, so, you know, all the cutscenes are going to come. I played through this chapter. And so I could skip some of those cutscenes, but I don't know if I'm going to play through every chapter again and then have to, you know, play through each one again too. So anyway, I'll figure that out as I go, but I did want to show with the other times that I've lost my saves on mission mode and stuff like that, I'm like, please don't let it happen again, because my run definitely would have ended there at the beginning of this, because I wasn't going to go through this again. So I talked about the bats, how they could respawn. You can climb back up the ladder and fall back down, kill the bats, and start this with the UT. But again, I just wanted to kind of do something a little bit different. Don't underestimate the exploding arrows on these guys.
Oh yeah, they're really good. These guys have a lot of health.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They can survive. They can actually survive a low health UF forward Y with Armlet of the Sun on. Every now and then.
That's crazy.
Yeah, every now and then one of them like retains their head, and you think, "Whoa, we've got a tough guy over here." One thing to note on this fight, it's really interesting. You know how you've got the respawning trick that you can do on the encounters? Because these encounters give you so many enemies, I don't know if it's even possible to make the time of it, because you have 12, and in order to get the respawn, you have to go like past the 75% point of the encounter. So like now is when you'd have to go and respawn them to trigger the next wave, because otherwise there would be no space like in the spawning system, because there's already 4 enemies out.
Yeah,
but again,
you go down here, then come back up, and then that's what triggers the rest of them. I did try that, and I never made the time limit.
I don't know if you can, because I think you'd have to kill 24 enemies in... What was the time limit on there? Like
48
seconds?
or 50
Yeah,
or
like
something like
you'd have to kill like one enemy essentially every 2 seconds. And I think, you think with how far apart they spawn, like that's just never going to happen, is it? Realistically.
No, well, at least not for me. Maybe for you. You might find a way. Now, make sure not to release your UTs, because they do like to duck down. Mm-hmm. And so you don't want to release your UT and, you know, miss, and then they stay down, and then you know, don't make the time limit. So, I always go so slow here because I end up running down the wall and, you know, never jump right up on it like I'm supposed to. But I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I'm still short on money for my UF. I think I put on the Benediction. And then I'm going to go ahead and fight the pill bugs.
Yeah, so that's the great thing, not having to worry about celerity. You can just do the bugs straight away.
Yeah. But I will say, just to give people a heads up, because my goal, like I've talked about all along, is to control my essence, make all the time limits, try to make them as fast as I can, in a sense, to score a little bit better on the points. Here I focus a little bit more on picking essence up, so I don't do it as fast as I can. Mm-hmm. But again, my goal is to, like I said, get my essence for my UF. Again, don't underestimate the power of the explosive arrows. I did go back through and focus on speed, and I actually got 30,000 less in essence. Just absorbing everything.
If you go through like using everything for UTs, yeah, like that'll kill you.
And I didn't I didn't try to. I don't even know what I was going to say here, because I'm looking at this. Pay attention to your time. Oh, what I was going to say is, whenever I did that, I just kind of stood at the very back. You know, I didn't jump around. I tried to go as fast as I could, so you could actually just stay right there, roll back, and then just UT them as they come up. So, but I think my score wasn't, since I don't get any UT points, it wasn't like a ton higher.
Yeah, it's not as big of a deal here because you don't actually have a whole lot of time to kill those guys. So like 1 or 2 seconds really isn't going to make much of a difference versus, you know, doing it really, really fast and coming out, you know, really short on essence. That is going to make a difference because you're not going to get your UF.
Right. So me and my great targeting ability, I was like, okay, where do I shoot? Now, you don't have to listen to it dissolve. I think in Ninja Gaiden Black, you have to listen to it dissolve before you go out the door. I forget if it's true or not. But
not for the rat, no, for some reason. There's no. I don't actually get a dissolve sound for the rats in this game. You get like the little screen shake, but not the noise. It's really weird.
Right. Maybe they took that out. So whenever I tried to jump, I tried to do my directional jump up towards the stairs, and of course I missed and got nicked. That is so important. I mean, people really need to watch JTB's movement tutorial and try to develop some good habits, because my habits are so bad now that it's hard to get out of them, especially, you know, since I've gotten a little bit older and slower. So watch that, learn how to, you know, roll one way and jump any of the other 4 directions or 8 directions, whatever you can jump. Watch you say, like, no, it's 16 directions. I'm like, 4.
I mean, it depends on how you roll.
Right,
no pun intended.
Yeah, so see, there you go.
First. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that video is it's like, it is a good one. He used to say himself to watch.
Oh yeah.
Because it is. I mean, we say it all the time, but you know, movement is the secret sauce to really kind of getting good at this game. You know, you've got to move well. You really have got to like really get a good grasp of like spacing and positioning, and the better your movement gets, you know, everything will just kind of fall into place.
Now be careful when you, like, I don't want to like accidentally roll in that little slot there at the door, because it will, you know.
Yeah.
Now I think
fight.
Well, despawn the fight, but as we're going to find out a little bit earlier, I don't think it's going to affect. You could actually go back down and do the fight again and still get your full bonus. That's the one thing I like about NGB, is that they took out a lot of that stuff. You know.
Yeah, they did, but they replaced it with ogre farming. And like, I think maybe I'd have preferred this.
So this could be this could be a lot faster, but I gained 30,000 in essence points more versus maybe 6,000 or 7,000 in overall score.
Yeah, that, and also keep in mind, going forward in NGB, when you go above normal, you've got the clones, you've got the fish, you've got so many like really, really big money enemies to kill. In this game, you don't. You know, the fish don't give you tons of money. You can't really kill them with UTs anyway in this game because you can't charge, and you've got no clones to kill. So the pill bugs are like one of the few opportunities at this point in the game to really get some big money and make that last throughout the rest of the game. Because if you don't do that, you know, I mean, the clone alone in NGB is like almost 60 grand. So,
right,
you're not going to have that money.
Yeah. So as you can see, I had plenty of money to upgrade everything. I like grabbing that scarab as I'm going up there. Just, I don't know why, but it's like I'm already there. I can turn it in. Again, but one thing I wanted to show there at the beginning was, in NGB, if you ran out of an encounter like I did, if I came back out, whether you hit anybody or not, your timer was 0. You know, you weren't going to get any points out of that. Here, I ran through it, and hey, I'm going to come back out, and now I can fight it again. And still get the points, as you'll see. Yeah. So, be warned, this is going to be the most boring stuff people will ever see, because all it is forward Ys and UTs a lot, because like I said before, I'm going for killing him as fast as I can for the most part, and managing my essence, even though really, to be honest with you, I don't need to manage it right now because I've got everything I need now. But there's that whole slope thing that we were talking about, knowing when you're gonna land and when you're not. So watch JTB. He makes this fun. I
like using
boring.
the on these guys. I like using like the gleaming blade, like just do gleaming blade, like XY on landing gleaming blade on landing gleaming. So you get like a massive combo, like,
right? Yeah.
Which isn't actually better though. It's worth noting, while that might look better, it's not actually better in terms of karma, because you don't. There's no point taking 6 seconds killing an enemy when you can just forward wire when the goal is points. Because a kill boner, like combo points, are never going to outweigh a kill bonus, like ever, pretty much. Unless the time limit was so outrageously long, thus they gave you like 5 hours for this encounter, then maybe. But they don't, I mean, they give you, what was it? Was it 60 seconds? 70 seconds?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Let's just call it 60. So I mean, on a 16 enemy fight, you've got almost 16,000 extra in kill bonus points. If you're going to waste a minute getting maybe 2,000 in combo points, that's nowhere near going to be as good as killing the fight really fast.
So obviously, I'm going down to low health for the worm fight whenever I go to do that. But this is something that I wanted to show. How we were talking about the successive play and what the guys used to do without worrying about end of chapter scores like we had mentioned in the chapter 9 video. So they would go through and they would actually do what you did. They would actually use the chucks or the gleaming blade and kill the enemies down to in this case 15.
Yeah.
And then leave the encounter. And then come back in. So I'm going to show this again. I know it's boring and everything, but maybe it'll give people an idea of this was karma running back in the day before the update that canceled everything out. So I get my kill points, but I didn't get anything else. But this was karma running back in the day before Ninja Gaiden and the update, or Ninja Gaiden Black, I'm saying, and UT points. And after watching this and watching or thinking about what the guys used to have to do,
yeah,
NGB, as boring as people say it was with farming and everything, it sure is better than this, because once the time limit is over with, it's over with.
Yeah, if you were going to go back and do every single encounter, I mean that chapter, the chapter 5 is a great example. Even without farming, even with taking into account the time limit, the opener of chapter 5 is like 40 fights long, like 40 encounters in one go.
Right? Yeah.
That kind of puts any NGB gauntlet to shame.
And that's if you're still trying to make the end of chapter bonus. Now, see, watch, I still go out again.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I get my 897 points. So that's what these guys would do. They would take that down to, 10 points or whatever, and then actually go through and fight the fight. And then after you got your 10,000 points, you could go back in and refight it to go down to 5,000 points.
Yeah.
And do the same thing. So I think I used to have Snapdragon's notes on everything. I don't think I have them anymore. I tried to find them. But just how long it would take to do all of this stuff. Imagine doing this zombie challenge with the nunchucks, killing 99 of them, and then walking out the door and then coming back to start it over again. They say we're incessive. So even after all this, I left twice. This was my third time back in there. I got my full kill bonus, and I got I didn't get my full kill bonus. I think that still went down, but I got my 10,000 bonus points there. And this was just kind of a bonus. I don't know if this is on video. It used to be, but I think they got lost over at Iberians. This is something you used to be able to do, and it was a lot of fun. And so I wanted to get it on video and just kind of show people. Now it's boring, but you could stun lock the worm, and it's just making sure you press X and, you know, keeping that rhythm going. That's it's not as easy as people think.
Hits. Yeah, if you do too many hits, you'll mess it up.
Yeah, if I press it twice, yeah, it'll mess. So I was like, please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. As I'm kind of saying, please don't mess it up to the rhythm of the chucks. I mean, we can't hear it when we do our commentary, but you know, you'll start to get a rhythm down once you hear, you know, the 3 hits go, and it's I know it's, like I said, it's boring, but it's actually kind of fun.
Are you gonna make the time of it? I think you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at the time like, this is actually gonna work.
I know it's usually hard to see the time limit because I usually have it turned off. But I was surprised. This is one of the very few things that I did on the first try. And I was glad too, because I was like, man, I start thinking about the sound and my button, and I remember Fat Man did a video of him getting 999 hits on the cats with the flails.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was crazy.
Counter attack. That's hard to do. That is, yeah. That's really hard. Like,
I hate that that's lost.
Yeah.
Notice
like,
it doesn't show my 400. It didn't show my 400
hits.
I hate that video's lost. That was fun. So, anyway, that's one way. I still made the time limit. It's fun. Again, it's one of those things that was lost on the Iberians site, so I thought I would put it up there. I haven't seen anything else like it, but this is kind of just the normal way of fighting them. Again, don't underestimate the power of, watch my timer, I think it goes off quite a bit when I roll. Yep. Turn it back on now that I'm standing straight. Roll, turn it off. Turn it back on.
Yeah, everyone's dead in the drinking game right now.
I know. We didn't even get 10 minutes into the first video, or 20 minutes into the first video, and everybody's already drunk off their ass. So I do all this kind of in one go, but to just show people.
One thing that what is nice on successive play is not having to worry about scarabs, even though out of habit, like, I know that's one that I go for, even though I know, like, I don't need to pick it up on my run, but it is nice to not have to worry about, because I'm really forgetful, so I always forget, like, a scarab here and there. I'm like, oh shit.
Well,
unfortunately, they're not as big of a deal in this game.
Well, I try to pick them up whenever I see them. It's like, man, where'd the rat go? There he is. Look at the little blood splat. I mean, that rat has a ton of blood in. But I try to pick those things up as I go, because I'll forget them. If I finish this fight and run back down, I might just jump off the ledge and forget it. And I switch over to the windmill shark and to kind of orient me so I don't cling the wall. But not having that camera control around here sucks.
It's rough,
man.
in these sort of it's rough in these sort of environments. I love that they just cannot guard break you at all. Like,
so, because I think when I tried it once, I left my arrows on. So I went to go jump and press B, and of course nothing happened. They blasted me because I hadn't, you know, got how they pick you up and kick you back, and then wall damage, and then there goes my rebirth. So anyway, that encounter right there, use the rat to change. You could change it here, or chain it to this fight, killing the rat again and coming up here. But, you know, again, you have Nimpo now. You might as well take advantage of it.
I didn't think of doing that on my run. I think doing this fight with Nimpo, you'd definitely be able to respawn both sets. Because I did this fight first, like do the red tablet, because you don't actually have to come in here until you do this. Yeah, like if you have Inazuma, you could definitely just come in here and Inazuma those guys, and you'd kill all 24 easily.
You know, I didn't even think of that, because I tried it the other way, and we're talking about respawning the extra guys. After you kill a certain amount, you can flip up the wall about halfway, and then drop back down, and then I guess an extra 12 enemies will come out. So you have a total of 24.
Yep. But yeah, like killing them with UFUTs and that, like it might be doable, but it's extremely close. Whereas if you have Inazuma, like you can just light up Inazuma and it would piece of cake.
And at this point in the game, you're going to have so much money because you've managed it all right. You've got your... I mean, look at my money right now.
Yeah.
You know,
did you upgrade Inazuma, or is that still level 1?
I have it... no, I actually upgraded it. I did upgrade it before I came here to level 2.
Oh, okay, I'm just thinking, because level 1 might not kill them. And if you're going for score, like you definitely want to keep that at level 1, I think. For what's his name? The old Emperor boss.
You said keep it at level 1?
Yeah, but I'm thinking level 1 might not kill the imps.
Right. So I wanted to show, and again, you can do it on this guy. I did it with the flails. Now, I found that I'm back there by the closest to the water. He can't hit me or swing or spit at me and hit me. Mm-hmm. But if I was closer to his mouth and the other one shot the electricity at me, it would hit me. So you want to stay, you know, farther back.
Man, the flails do so much more damage. I mean, that's... What was it? Was it 400 hits?
Yeah, 413 on the other one. Yeah. And I tell you what.
Look how long that combo thing's going for. You see that?
No, I didn't see it. Oh,
like, the actual combo counter was still going for, like, ages after...
Oh, really?
Him. Yeah.
Well, being on these rocks, the different kind of sections of rocks right there, that can really block you. I mean, it's so precise. I've been standing right next to it, get caught on the wider part of that rock, and then not hit anybody, or not hit him because he would be stuck on that rock. It's like, wow, that's pretty precise.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show this again. If we usually fight things with the UF, and I don't know, some people don't want to always mess with the UF and going at low health, so I just kind of wanted to show another little bit of another way. So this is the normal UF way. Not exactly
Fair
maybe
way.
as fast as some it could go, but make sure you light your fire wheels. Now see, I tried to jump out and I kind of got stuck. Look where my health is though. I was so low.
Still just alive. I mean, look at that damage.
Well, look at the damn thing. I tried to shoot the arrow at the, you know, at him that's spitting at me now, and it shot towards the other guy. So if you were going for like max score, now, and I dogged it right there, but right here, you know, I got lucky that he came out at me. But when they come out, you can actually X+A towards them or just jump straight towards them. I can't jump straight, so I know I have to X+A. And then you can, you know, XXX and and kill them. So that's kind of a little bit of a faster way. The thing about practicing stuff, you know, this with the UF, is if you mess up, man, you know, you got to restart, come back down here, go through the whole stuff again. So I get why people don't feel like messing with it. Do what?
I say at least there's no ghost fish in NGO4 here.
Right. And there's people do these fights. I think they go up on the little platforms now. I still come down to the back, and I like the UF because of its splash damage. And you never know where the guys are coming from. And if you release a little early, you know, it might, with the Dobby, it might go in a different direction where the guy is. So I like the splash damage of the UF.
If you listen out for their jump, you can always kind of get an idea of when they're coming towards you. They have that little, like, screech noise they make when they jump. Like, if you hear that, like, you know they're coming at you.
Right. Watch the bats appear right there. So...
Ooh, how many wasps do you get? I think I got screwed here. I think I got 4 again.
Oh, yeah. I got 12.
Instead of 12.
So like I said, this video is a guide to show how to make time limits, show how to kill boss. We're using what the game gives you. So, you know, I use a lot of Nimpo because, hey, that's what the game gives you. And this is not meant to be any kind of challenge run or anything like that. So, You know, it's people like, man, you use a lot of Nimpo. Well, that's what the game gives us. That's what this is for. If people want to see a challenge video of going through it without Nimpo and fighting all the fights a certain way, please make the video and show us.
Yeah, we can't do everything, man.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
One thing to note on those wasps, it's a really annoying bug, no pun intended. When if you kill them with Inazuma, you know how sometimes they hang around after the hit and then they dissolve?
Right.
Sometimes they'll just stay there, even though like it will actually register that they've been killed. You then have to like go and hit them again to dissolve them, otherwise you won't get your kill bonus. So don't stand there waiting for them to dissolve if that ever happens. Like just hit them with an arrow or something, and then they'll dissolve. But it's a weird glitch, that is.
Yeah, I think it happened in my Chapter 6 video before I would drop down into the pit area.
Yeah, that can happen in Black too.
Yeah. So, again, you don't always need a heavy weapon. You know, you can just shoot the explosives. You know, I think a lot of people, you got to make sure you have a heavy weapon, and the explosive arrows work just as fine.
It depends on the wall, for anyone that's not super nerdy. If it's like an orange crack, you can do it with an exploding arrow or a heavy weapon. If it's a white and blue crack, you need a heavy weapon.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's the reason you can't get, come back and, I guess, break certain walls in earlier chapters. You can in Sigma, though.
Yeah, you can in Sigma. It's a shame that you can't get like something earlier, because it would have been really cool to have the Debilero in like chapters 4 and 5. That would have been amazing. But like the earliest you get something is chapter 6 with an incendiary. But it is still cool. It's cool to have that Debilero early. Like I really like that about Sigma.
Right. So again, since I'm showing where all the points come from, that's the reason I showed that fight. I'm just going to the Muramasa statue. I think burning some essence because I have so much.
Yeah, that was a great Devil Elixir, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You just used.
Yeah. So I got my fortune on just in case, but like I said,
man, is that how long you have to wait?
Yeah, I think it's 30 scarabs.
Yeah, I mean, you think on the successive play run, you have that in chapter 2. Like, that's amazing.
So again, I think I started out with 29,000 essence. I could have easily maxed out my essence in this chapter and then not get any kind of points. I haven't been really worried about it, but there's no reason to max it out when I'm so close to a Muramasa statue and I can still get a few points out of it. So again, Nimpo to
this
start
is level
off.
2 in Azuma, right?
Yeah, this is level 2.
Yeah, looking at the animation,
I didn't think about that.
See how many. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'd be interested to see how many kills that affects on the Emperor.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit before.
Because on my run, I can't remember how many kills I get on him, but I get like I think 650,000 out of the Emperor.
Wow.
On a kill. Yeah, and it's because like level 1 in Azuma just does like piss poor damage to him.
So one of the reasons why I'm just kind of grouping all these fights together is because you don't have to save. Because you're not really worried about UT points.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, one thing that I do want to show, you'll see some guys hitting me, like right there. So they can't hit you while you're in recovery frames from your UT. See, like there, I didn't get hit. You'll see it coming up here a lot later on. But you could counterattack. I think in my normal run on Ninja Gaiden Black, just kind of a walkthrough, I counterattacked my way through the whole thing. But it would be nice.
I mean, why not? Like, why not? Really?
It would be nice to have that rotate, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I do miss that. Like, that's something that when I first started playing NGO4 again, I thought, this is not that big of a deal. But then the more and more I played it, I thought, I really do miss having the rotate there,
I don't know if it'd be faster to do with the Dobby and just stand at the very end, not in the little tunnel area where the door is, but standing back at the opposite end of this hallway right here.
Maybe, I'm not sure, because the Debilero UT is a lot faster than the UF, even though it doesn't quite look like it. But it is actually significantly quicker than the UF's UT, so it might be better in the long run.
Well, again, I think with not having the UT points, based on the time limit, it might not be that many points overall. But again, if you're really playing it for score, I guess every point counts.
Max, then
Yeah,
you're gonna want to go for that.
So again, keeping an eye on your kill counter to know when, if you only kill one, or if you don't have essence out to keep the UT chain going, then just use your, Nympho to keep going. Because again, look at all the money I spent and some of it that I wasted, and I'm still going to get all this essence from here.
Yeah.
And that's
what do these guys give you? Is it 700 apiece?
You would know that more than me. I never paid any attention to
I
any
think
of that
it's
stuff.
700. And you think there's 100 of them, so that'd be, what, 70 grand?
Yeah.
With every single one of them killed with a UT?
Yeah.
Like, even if you only got, like, the bare minimum of 20% of that for, like, absorbing money, like, that's still 14,000 out of this fight, and you're gonna get more than that, so.
I actually
Ace it.
did a run on this whenever I was going through it to skip all the cutscene, situations. I actually my UT landed on one of those pillars, and it actually stuffed my UT. It blocked the animation of it.
Yeah, like you get the animation, but you don't actually get the the collision of the UT. Like you get the explosion, but like they can be standing right in it, and like it won't kill them.
Right. See, like again, he came to swipe at me, but because I was in, I guess, recovery frames from that. I didn't get.
Yeah, you've got invulnerability frames.
Or invulnerability frames.
Yeah, the whole way through.
That figures. The one time I get hit, I got a little greedy. So here, I think I go ahead and just pick this up and go do the next fight. Again, I'm not worried about UT points. As long as I make the time limit, that's all I care about. But I'm also still trying to make sure that I finish within the time limit. And one thing that I didn't say at the very beginning, that first fight after you drop down and you open up that main sewer alleyway, that fight respawns. So, I could have actually gone back up there instead of that main hallway that leads to Maramasa and the worm fight. I probably could have done that 2 more times and grabbed me another 20,000 points or so. So, again, keep in mind which ones spawn and which ones don't if you ever do a run like this. I don't think people are. I mean, they see this and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is boring. But
yeah, and also people aren't really playing like this anymore, are they? For for the score aspect,
right? But it's still fun to go through just the differences. People always say that NGB is so much harder than NGO4, but we talked about it earlier. I don't think it's so much harder, just because of the limitations that you have with not being able to rotate the camera and charge UTs. And so I went ahead, got the whatever the knife thingy is, I already forgot what that thing's called. Picked up the Scarab.
The Brand of Valor.
Yeah.
My NGB wiki knowledge serves me. I played this game way too much. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
I'm just like, they're like, just go fight this guy with a wooden oar. Somebody said that.
Tell you, man. If there's ever an NGB pub quiz,
oh yeah. If there's
wreck shop.
If there's ever on a Jeopardy and they have NGB.
Yeah.
See, again, I think this is really going to come out here to where you can see what I'm talking about. Well, maybe not.
This isn't a timed fight in Black. Funnily enough, like this just kind of is like a respawn of the Fiend challenge, but shorter enemies. But this is actually a proper fight, and yet in Black, this is not timed on any difficulty.
I tried my Fiend Sealer, but I can't believe my forward Y missed him while he was down.
Yeah, that is weird.
Now I am going to go get my Scarab, go and save again, come back down here, miss my forward Y on 3 enemies. I just love how it smacks them though and just knocks their head off. And
yeah. It's great when you hit like 3 or 4 with 1 forward Y or a counter, because like you get the same, like the audio plays 4 times, so it's like really bassy, like, when it hits them all. It's so good. Some great sound effects in this game.
So the reason I came back coming back through here after I saved through all that other stuff is now I got to get to low health. So I'm going to use that with the bats.
Oh yeah, you never really want to use an encounter time to get low health in NGO4 because you've got so many more bats to use. And if you spend like 5 seconds getting low health, of course that's 5 seconds that you could have spent killing enemies and getting a better kill bonus.
And see, I did that earlier, but I actually I did that in that one encounter. But I could have gone back up to the sewers and opened that door by the save statue and got low health that way instead of wasting time. So now, I wanted to show this a couple different ways. There are some sweet spots that you can stand. Maybe people don't know about these. You know, here's one. If you just stand on either side, and I show it on the next one, he'll just keep flapping his wings. But I like having the exploding shurikens out versus the, what is it, the exploding arrows.
Yeah, the arrows aren't really that useful against them.
But you can actually just stand back here and then just do this move. I think coming down with the Y would be better. And of course, this is, I hate not having to rotate. I tried to rotate, so I missed my on landing. And then when I tried to roll towards him, I actually rolled to the other side. I think where he was kind of pushed me to the other side. That happened some on that worm fight when I would try to roll towards them to do my ripping thunder. It would actually push me to the other side of him because of the animation. I actually had to roll back. So again, be careful of that if it comes out. But again, this is a good spot. And if you're playing this mission in mission mode, this is a good spot to be safe.
Yeah, this still works, yeah. That's a good point. It still works in black.
But also, whenever you come down with this move, make sure you have your block on. I like my, you know, don't underestimate the frames of your Nimpo.
I love the fire wheel effect on Pazu, like just how he's completely ablaze. Like,
and now this, since I'm just showing it for funskies, I didn't have to do this, so this is just kind of out of habit.
Yeah.
But now I saw him grabbing towards me again, so it's like, okay, I'll live. But man, look at his nads are on fire. It'd be funny if, you know, his health would go down a lot faster.
Yeah, like if you did fire wheels on between his legs, it did way more damage.
So here's the fun.
If you get an incendiary in his head, it does a nice chunk of damage.
I actually have a video on my channel called Pazu Pain where I hit him in the nads with the incendiary and it blows up and it makes him lower his head. I don't know if it was just coincidence or not, but just thought I would do it.
I mean, it's a shame you can't like aim the incendiaries like that accurate, because it would be cool to test that, like if that was actually in there as a deliberate thing.
Well, we talked earlier about the recovery frames being a little bit longer with some of their heavier weapons. That's the reason I lit the Nimpo, because I saw that he was fixing to take off, and if I didn't light that, I could have easily gotten nailed.
Yeah.
So this is not the fastest way to do it. If we're going for score, I would have reset to where he just stayed in one area. But again, you don't have to do that every time. And it's just playing through and showing two different ways of doing it. You can stand behind him and do the Blade of Neridi. The time limit here is 38 minutes and the kills are 407. Again, I could have...
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah. Whenever I played through the first time and I wasn't going to use the UF at all and just show those ways, I actually ran it down really, really close. So that's the reason I decided to use the UF, because it gives you more time in the chapter to take your time, or, you know, farm some more kills, or, you know, increase your score. So the UF, not only does it kill them easier, the other benefit of that is having more time in the chapter to maybe save or do other things you need. So
yeah,
something to keep in mind. But that's it, guys. It'll probably be a little while before I get the next chapter up, at least 2 weeks. I'm going to be going out of town. I got to play through the chapter so there's not, you know, cutscenes, and we usually only record on the weekends. So it'll be a few weeks before I get the next ones up. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. If anybody has any questions or comments, please let us know. And take care, everyone, and we'll see you later.
Take care, everyone. See you next time.